Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tiki Mugs with Ray. And today we are going to talk about one mug, but it's essentially going to be a jumping off point to talk about a couple different topics at the same time.
Yep.
And, the mug that we're going to talk about today is this mug here, and this is from Inuhele. Is that how you say it? Inuhele.
Inuhele.
And it's a tiki convention that happens
it
happens in Atlanta, Georgia. We're over in the Pacific Northwest over here in Washington, so we're pretty far away. But Stephen, you went to Inuhele.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be cool to talk about. Well, how was it? What was it like?
The conference was great. It has some elements for those who've been to Tiki Con on the West Coast. That's intentional, I think. Jonathan and Allison, Horror and Clay.
Yeah.
Jonathan
Chaffin. Hey, yes. John.
And they are the masterminds behind putting this together. It's been going on apparently for a few years. This 2023 in January, this was my first one that I went to. And a number of people from the Pacific Northwest I was surprised to see there, which was terrific. Jonathan and Allison had taken notes from TikiCon. So Justin and Greg had given them pointers and helped it along. They're also aided by the hotel that they use has a ceilinged pool area with hotel rooms lining it. And on the lower level, all the hotel rooms were rented out by people who held the room parties. Oh. So the room party was held underneath the covered pool area on both the Friday and Saturday night. Yeah. And so you could wander from room to room, either inside the room or outside the room at the pool area. People would set up their displays, their animation, their themes, So it was room party heaven. Great. They had in a number of seminars. So they would have 2 or 3 usually going at once. So all Friday afternoon and most of the day Saturday, you had a lot of seminars being held by people. Tiki Tom Tom, whose book is, knock on wood, coming out in April 2023, he's written a book on his visit to 75 home tiki bars across the United States. So he did 2 seminars on previewing his book and then on telling a story on how to build a home tiki bar. Great seminars, although I'm biased because there were a few of us who were featured in the book, including this bar. Mm-hmm. And so he gave me a shout out on my bar when he was explaining the structure of his book. His book has 6, I have the notes from it, has 16 points on a compass of directions that people can take, things that they should consider, and what he's learned when he visited these tiki bars, or what you should consider if you're building or improving on your own bar at your home. So that was one seminar. Our friend Svein, the photographer, was there taking pictures, but he held 2 seminars on taking pictures of tiki bars and how to work with models, because he does a lot of model shoots, pinup shoots. So has an amateur photographer. That was a lot of fun for me, both to see him as a friend, but also to hear what he had to say. They had bands going on late in the evening in one of the biggest conference room areas as well. So Creature Preachers, who I like, was there. Mystery Men and a couple of other bands were there as well. So some really solid bands. They had a vending, not as big as the West Coast vending, but a lot of quality vendors were there. Derek Ganninger, My Tai Till I Die Pete was there from Milwaukee, Big Toe.
Pete. There's a Trader Vic's in Atlanta.
This is the last of the hotel ones, the last, except for the San Jose, California airport, the last franchise out in the U.S. There's a lot in the Middle East, I learned. When I was there, I went on both Friday and Saturday night. I made a reservation, and they are members of their corporate team were there, and I was able to talk to them, and it was a real good experience as well. The food is great. It's classic, old school. They have the big, those big clay ovens that Trader Vic's used to be famous for.
Yeah.
So the ribs and some of the other meat products are just amazing when they're cooked with that in that cooker. I don't know the name of it. Although Dennis Berg had reminded us of the name of it back when there was the Seattle Trader Vic's. They used to have one as well. The other thing about it, it's the last or one of the last that Vic Bergeron himself had a hand in either designing or making sure it's designed. It feels very well worn. It feels classic. It feels like it's been there since the 60s, although it may date the 70s when it was built. But it feels old school, restaurant-like. I went at night both times. There are some windows at the basement level, so you don't see the street, but I don't know how much daylight comes in. But at night, it's appropriately dark.
So this mug was made for Inuhele. Jonathan designed it?
Although
and then Ikambuka made it.
Yeah, Horror and Clay usually makes his. I have one of Jonathan's Horror and Clay mugs, but yeah, Ikambuka made it. He said it comes in at least 3 glazes, which is interesting. The importance of the glazes is you see at the bottom. This one is a lime.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a lime with
some are lemon and some are orange, and also the snake is also represents lemon, lime, and orange.
So a bunch of cherries is the shaker.
Right, and so the snake represents, and I should have done it for the drink we're having today, but represents when you peel a citrus fruit and make a little snake as your garnish.
So you don't need, if you're going to make a Cobra Fang with this, you don't need to put the peel in. You just have that.
Right.
God damn, this is a cool mug. 2023. And
it's just an outstanding mug. I had promised myself when I traveled that I wouldn't buy a mug. And so I lied to myself because this one just...
Oh, you have to buy this. This is so
cool.
Great.
Yeah.
This is so cool. So there's obviously a Cobra wrapped around the mug. And in honor of this mug, we're drinking a drink that you came up with. And what's it called?
So this is called Cobra Got Punchy.
Cobra Got Punchy. So are these nods to the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai?
Yes, they're nods to that. And Punchy is the name of the character on How Would You Like a Nice Hawaiian Punch?
Oh, is that his name?
I believe it is, yes.
Punchy. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm learning a lot here.
Yeah. So this mug inspired me. You had said you wanted to talk about Inuhele. So you also said, hey, I want to feature this mug when I told you how cool it was. And then when we were planning this get-together, I was thinking of Tiki Tatsu-Ya, which I'd have to say Corey Starr, the drink manager there, has put together my favorite drinks top to bottom of any tiki bar I've been to. Tiki Tatsu-Ya got one called the Cobra Kai, and I don't have that. I have 3 Tatsu-Ya mugs. I don't have that one, and it's actually a fist with the ring holding the neck of a cobra. This is a takeoff on a drink called the Cobra's Fang. Again, this is how my mind works in tenuous ways. 6 degrees of separation.
I'm following you.
The classic Cobra Fang is a Dawn the Beachcomber recipe, and it's lime, orange juice, grenadine, passion fruit, dark rum, a Demerara rum, some bitters, or Pernod sometimes, and falernum as well. And some of them, some Cobra's Fangs will use Fashionola, which we'll talk about in a minute. So Corey Starr's is drink, and one I wasn't going to try until he told me that the people who appreciate rum and tiki drinks would like it, and it turned out to be my favorite drink of his. He's got some spices, overproof rum, Armiac, which is a brandy, Clarion, which is a Haitian rum, kind of like If
Love Clarion.
yeah, do you?
Yeah, hell yeah, I do.
Kind of cachaça and mezcal had a baby. I don't know.
Sure.
Baiju, which is a Chinese rice wine.
Yeah.
He uses passion fruit and citrus, and he uses fashionola as well.
Okay.
And in my drink, so those drinks inspired me to make Cobra Got Punchy. And we'll talk about what goes into Cobra Got Punchy in a minute. But what I like that Corey does in the Cobra's Fang, and what I tried to emulate, was the Hawaiian Punch. We were talking about this off camera. Those of you old enough remember, and it was just such a big treat in the summer, especially when it was hot, and your mom or my mom would, because she didn't want us to drink that much sugar, but she had to keep us.
It came in a can.
Exactly.
It was literally like a can, almost like how oil cans used to be. But you'd have to get like a can opener. But like one that would like have like the
triangular punch, yeah.
That you'd have to like create holes in the.
And you had to punch. We learned as
to
kids
get the oxygen,
high C,
so the air goes through.
You have to punch both sides to make it pour. I remember my father teaching me through cans of high C because he was an engineer before he became a lawyer, and why you have to punch both holes, because I could never understand that.
The fact that you bought this like drink that you had to like punch holes in the can.
So what I wanted to do, and what Corey did a great job of taking that sweetness, taking these super strong rums. I think he even uses rum fire in his as one of the rums, and put it together and make it a drink that works really well.
Yeah.
Especially if you like rum. So what I wanted to do was recreate that high C of our youth, but elevate it a little bit.
Okay.
And take my 4 problem child rums. And what I mean by that is there are 4 rums. One is Kiura, a Japanese rum.
Yeah.
The other is the infamous Rum Fire.
Yeah.
The other one is Ray and Nephew. And the 4th is, and the only one I appreciate the taste of by itself is Dr. Bird.
Okay.
Well, I happen to have a bottle of those 4 rums, and I don't know what to do with them when I'm creating my own cocktails. So I'll use them in other people's recipes. But so what I decided to do was to get the Cobra's Fang to get punchy. We've got the punch elements, and we'll talk about that because the key is fashionola.
Yeah.
But we've also got all these. So what I've done is I take all 4 equal amounts of the problem child rum and put 3/4 an ounce of an even mix of blend. Then we take the Hamilton. I think it's a 1.
Oh, you're not stopping there.
Oh no. That's just 3/4 of an ounce of rum. Not 3/4 each, by the way. Just all equal amounts mixed in as a blend, and just 3/4 of an ounce of the problem child.
So those 4 rums.
And it's called my Funky Snake Bomb.
and then Hamilton.
Yeah, so 3/4 ounce of Funky Snake Bomb. Then the Hamilton False Idol blend. If you're in California, you can get it, which was... a Hamilton blend made by and for False Idol in San Diego.
If you can find a bottle of that, get it. In fact, I'm going to say this: if you can find any of the special Hamilton rums, the Don Beachcomber,
the Zombie blend,
the Beach Bum Berry one, the False Idol, and then there's one for Navy Grogs, and they're all great.
Yeah, and I shouldn't give away all my secrets, but. You say the Jet Pilot I make is your favorite.
It is.
That's one of the secrets, is using that as one of the rums.
So good.
And then some OFTD, because as if the drink isn't strong enough.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
So we've got all 3 of those going on.
Yeah.
Or all 6 of those.
So 6 rums.
And then what we've got on the other side of the equation is we've got tangerine juice, which I prefer orange juice, Pog juice. We even put a couple drops of Pernod and a couple drops of Tiki bitters in it as well. But a tiny bit of cinnamon syrup, less than a 1/4 ounce. But then we put a full 1/2 to 3/4 ounce of Fashionola. And Fashionola is the unknown or undefined syrup of tiki drinks.
Yes, it is. Technically, it's in a hurricane.
Yep.
It's
Or at least originally was. Yeah.
Originally in that, and I forget, did Fashionola come out before Grenadine, or were they around at the same time?
So there is...
Did Grenadine take over Fashionola? Because I remember, like, you're only able to start to find Fashionola again, or like certain, like B.J. Reynolds started to make it.
Originally, it was called something like Passionola because it was passion fruit was the predominant ingredient. See, people can't even agree what the predominant fruit flavor should be, and that it was invented around 1916 as a supplement for like ice cream flavors or soda flavors.
Yep.
So it wasn't made a tiki drink.
Soda fountain drinks.
And then Don Beach used it in his Cobra Fang, I believe his something called the Pai Yi. I got to look up what's in there. And then, as you said, it was used in hurricanes, or a version of it was used as well. So what's in it is all over the map. I've heard rumor, and I haven't confirmed this, that Beach Bum Berry used to just take high C and reduce it down to a syrup and use that as Fashionola, which kind of makes sense. Not high C.
That's going back too.
Well, if not high C or Hawaiian Punch itself, if you can still find the Hawaiian Punch. I don't know if the recipe's the same as when we were kids. They probably substituted the sugar out, right?
I'm sure it's all high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, but or reduced either that a high C or a Hawaiian Punch. I don't know which. Reduce that down because of the fruit flavor. Some people take, which I've done here, pog juice.
Yeah.
I've seen a recipe, raspberry grenadine, passion fruit only as a substitute. I've seen strawberry pineapple. B.G. Reynolds, which is what my preferred has been, uses a cherry passion fruit mango mix, which sounds delicious.
Okay.
And it is, by the way. I've seen another grenadine raspberry, a strawberry blueberry pineapple.
Okay, so it's all over the map.
So, in fact, Matt Petrick from Minimalist Tiki, he did a blog post about Fashionola. 3 in his first edition of Minimalist Tiki, 3 of the drinks have Fashionola in it.
Yeah.
But they don't say what the recipe is for Fashionola. He has a recipe on a blog that he basically admits it's basically a fruit salad reduced to a syrup.
There you go.
That brings us to my Cobra Got Punchy. I have, and I'll post it for you, the recipe for my Cobra Got Punchy with all the problem child rums forming a funky snake bomb with the high C. But for me, the crucial thing to make the drink. So the idea is to get the super fruity, super sweet high C.
Yeah.
Super strong Jamaican overproof rum bomb and put them together in a balanced cocktail.
How many ingredients are in this drink?
I need to count.
If you're going to count up all the rums and
if you got 6 rums and 6, probably at least 12, including. But you can tell me how it works. And
well, let's finally drink this.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
It's incredible.
Good.
It's incredible, and it's unbelievably balanced. It's unbelievably balanced to the point where, like, there's just one taste that I'm tasting. And I don't even know what that taste is. It's kind of citrusy.
Yep.
But not too, like, cherry tasting. And I can't... It's for the amount of booze that's in it and the amount of overproof, it's not boozy to me. God damn, this is good.
You do get a hit of of some rum taste, but I hope.
Yeah,
but
but it's not like
overpowering.
not at all. God, man, it is a great drink, Steve. This is essentially a riff off of a Cobra Fang.
It's a riff off of Cobra Fang,
But a riff off of the Cobra Kai,
and a riff off of Cobra Kai, and a riff off all of the above.
Want to support the Tiki with Ray show and look cool doing it at the same time? Then head over to tikiwithray.com and buy yourself a Tiki with Ray shirt. They're only $20. Tony Canepa did the design, and they're screen printed in America.